Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. We're continuing our 2020 SHOT Show coverage. You can see I've changed my attire today. All right, got our Hawaiian t-shirt with the grenades on it. Go over to Ballistic Ink and pre-order one if you'd like to support our SHOT Show videos. And we've come by the Cabot booth and we're checking out their sister company, Alchemy Custom Weaponry, ACW. And we are going to be looking at a couple of 1911s. Now, the Cabots are awesome. You guys know those things use like some space age materials and all kind of cool Damascus. Their sister company, ACW, has a great pistol that comes out at a little bit lower of a price point than a Cabot. They are high-end 1911s. These things are fantastic. They're all billet 4140, really high-quality 1911s. You can see the screws are fitted at noon real nice. Really, really great triggers that just break like absolute glass. You can see the polish and the surface grinding and polish on this thing is impeccable. I mean, I'm really, really funny about a polished finish on a pistol. And anytime I see a good high polished blued piece of steel, I'm always looking for like, you know, an error in the roll marks or something, you know, being a little bit off. But these things are great. The barrels are fitted really, really nice. I mean, there's no slop in that barrel at all. I can push that thing. It does not move. Really fine fitted bushings, match grade triggers. They're using really high quality match grade barrels that they're having made to their specifications, and all of these pistols are meticulously hand fitted. Okay, so the main difference between ACW and a Cabot is that Cabot makes every single part in-house. Okay, the ACWs, they do sub some of the parts out to other companies, but they're made to very, very strict and tolerant you know, tolerances and everything like that. And then they're very, very carefully, meticulously hand fitted. Now, this is still a high-end 1911. I mean, it's meant to compete with like a, you know, Wilson Combat or, you know, Ed Brown or something like that, you know, a real high-end 1911. But we are going to be getting a couple of these pistols out and doing some work with them. They guarantee 1-inch accuracy at 25 yards with these guns, which, you know, honestly, when you're shooting any type of pistol, right, whether it's a 1911 or a Glock or whatever, any gun, you know, you got to be a pretty good shooter to maintain that type of accuracy consistently. So basically what they're trying to say is that the gun will shoot better than you can probably, right? I'm like, there's guys that can go out there and shoot tiny groups at 25 yards. That's awesome. But man, we're going to put this thing on a bench and we're going to really try to, you know, check that accuracy. So we'll be getting one of these pistols out to do some review work and, you know, shoot it some, see how it, you know, works and all. We'll shoot it out at range and just have some great fun with it. Well, I wanted to show you the ACWs, and they offer a couple of different configurations. Let's go take a look at some of the Cabots. Now that's where we're getting into some really fancy stuff. The primary difference is the materials and some of the, you know, obviously the manufacturing process, but let's go have a look at some of the Cabots. Really beautiful guns. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna get into the first Cabot. Now this one's actually one of 15. This kind of a somewhat prototype. This is a pistol called the Rebellion. All right, now one thing that you're probably gonna notice about it, it's alloy frame, stainless steel slide, and these things are absolutely slick as glass. Any Cabot or ACW, they are, the slide is literally riding on glass. They are super, super, super finely fitted pistols. But all of that aside, one of the most interesting features of this pistol, you can see there's just some wonderful serrations cut all through and throughout. So if you're wearing gloves, it's a really easy pistol to manipulate no matter what type of limited dexterity you might have from wearing gloves or cold fingers. All of that aside, one thing that they drastically changed on this pistol is if you look in the rear, all right, what do you see different over a standard 1911? The reason this one's called the Rebellion is because they've actually made a major change to the extractor. And the location of the extractor is in the same place. It doesn't load from the rear of the slide. So that actually makes it where it can't cant or rotate or move, and it really just helps with tolerance stacking and making sure that that extractor actually bottoms out in a channel in the slide, and it loads from the front of the breech face of the pistol. Now this particular pistol, it's a single stack, it is a 9mm, okay? Really, really finely fitted barrels, match grade barrels. I mean, all of the Cabots use really, really high-end components. And the biggest thing on Cabot is that the parts make the totality of the gun, right? So they're really, really focused on making the highest quality parts they can and fitting everything super, super, super tremendously. And this particular pistol just represents a step outside of a traditional 1911. So we are going to look at a couple of other things. Let's check out a few more. All right, guys, so this is called the Nero. This is another Cabot that we're going to be looking at. Now this is kind of their like working man's 1911. Like this is one that's got a rail system, you can run a flashlight on it. It's got a threaded barrel so you can run suppressors and things like that. You know, it's got a flared mag well for easy mag insertion. It's got a lot of functional things and nothing it doesn't need. All right, on the top you notice the way this cut is put in there, it's very subtle, but that helps with glare. All right, also the rear sight, the way it's cut, that's also to assist with eliminating glare on the pistol when you're you know, looking down the sights. Another interesting thing, and this is standard on all Cabots, is the way that the front sight is actually set in place. You notice it's really, really clean. There's no really unobtrusive like dovetail or real ugly looking cut on the front. The bushing actually retains and helps retain. They're finely fitted, but the bushing actually pushes against the front sight and holds it into this dovetail cut that's in here. And it's very, very finely fitted, and it just gives the pistol a really solid, clean look. But it serves a couple of different things. One, it's a nice, clean look, but two, it's very, very aesthetically functional as well because it's solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere, and that's awesome, okay? So this is a pistol that I'm very, very interested in. I'd probably like to get one of these out. You know, we like to shoot suppressed. Now this one is a 9mm. We love shooting handguns suppressed. And so this is kind of like their working man's gun. This is the guy that wants to use a 1911 style pistol for everything from competition to personal defense, maybe even law enforcement use, and whatever your needs may be. This is a model that it doesn't have all the fancy materials like some of the ones we're about to look at. You guys, Cabot, they're the guys that make the Meteorite pistol, okay? I know you guys have probably heard of it, so tell you what, this is a neat one, but let's check out some really fancy ones. You know you got something when you got an entire group of people around eyeballing you, making sure you're not either one, gonna run away, or two, drop this thing. This is about a $25,000, $30,000 pistol right here, okay? This is an example of how far down the rabbit hole you can go with a Cabot. This is all, you know, Damascus slide, Damascus grips. I mean, for God's sakes, there's a diamond in the front sight post is a diamond, which is really cool. So Damascus is a really difficult material to work with. I guess the basic way to put it is that Damascus is a laminated metal, right? So anytime you're taking multiple types of metal and you're laminating them together and then you're having to machine them, there's a very specific process for achieving that, right? There's acid etching you have to do to protect it and everything like that. And obviously, to keep the spec and the hardness of the part just right, it's got to be machined and fitted very, very specifically. Now, the thing is with these Cabots is that, yes, they're beautiful, and there's a ton of different options, right? They've got full Damascus slide and frame pistols. They can do matching sets. They have a ton of different things that they do in the way of the aesthetics of these pistols. But just because you get a Cabot that's a really high-end gun like this, the performance is still spot on. Like, yes, they're pretty, and yes, they're really well made with lots of attention and care and lots of really nice materials, but the performance is still paramount. You can take this gun out and shoot it, and it's gonna ring the bullseye every single time. I mean, you're still getting a Cabot, you know, at its core, okay? So guys, thanks for watching. We're having a great time at SHOT Show. We're gonna continue our coverage. Make sure you tune in. These 1911s are nice, and I don't know. I wonder if I ran away right now, how far I'd get. I don't know. Probably don't want to try that. There's a lot of guns in here. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Many more videos on the way. We'll see you.